Let's see here. Hey, Tommy, good morning. Hey, Gold, good morning. Thomas, Alan, Coach, Joe, Ed, good morning. Stefan, good morning. Emma, Raleigh, good morning. Hey, Sharon, Dave, Sonny, good morning, everybody. Alan, Gary, Chip, Rod, wow. Roger, good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Monday. Hello, Jeff. Good morning. Julie, Carmen, good morning. What is this? Monday, October, October 6, 2025. Hey, before we get going here, and too much going on, let's take a look at this right here. One of our divisions, BYOB Trading, is having an open house today. Right now, if you want to head over there, you can. It opens up at, John will start talking at market open, a little bit before market open, 9:30 Eastern. So head on over there if you're interested. And all day today, stop in for a little while. Do me a favor, if you're hearing this and you're heading over there because of what you're hearing right now, do me a favor and let them know that, okay? Just let them know that you heard it from me. Okay, everyone, let's do this. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, all right. Trade ideas for today, right? Charts and targets. Let's try to make some money. If anyone has any questions, please throw them out there. We'll do that. I do have some charts I want to cover here. Let's talk about the market first. And we are still in a bullish trend. There is just absolutely no denying that at all. Price remains above the T line. T line remains above the trend indicator here. The trend indicator is those green dots, and they turn red every now and then, like this down here, right there. And when they turn red, well, I get a little aggravated because the bears just might be coming out. But until then, the bulls are roaming the streets. No bears out there. There's certainly some bearish charts, that's for sure. But since the market is bullish, we're going to look at bullish charts. All righty, T2123 ended up Friday. Not too bad here, popping up. And price above the T line above the trend indicator. That yellow line is a 34 EMA. I look at the same thing over and over and over. Sometimes it gets boring until I close a position out for some profit and add money to the road to wealth account, heading for that double and even triple and even quadruple. So it's all boring until that happens. Hey, then it's all good, right? VIX looks like it's pointing to the downside. That's a good thing for the bulls. Again, the market's bullish until it's not. It's just simply that simple. All right, let's take a look at some charts here. Take a look at AI. I regret, dang it, I regret not getting into AI Friday here, but that's okay. I'm not worried. I'm pretty darn confident I'm going to get another chance on that. So let's watch for an entry. My entry beat will be a little bit of consolidation or a little bit of a pullback in the chart. I'll look for that entry. Targets right now, $20, 2050, 2066 is what it comes up right there, but around that 2060 area. The dotted deuce right here, it is a 200 period moving average. It is modified. And then the 50% retracement, bullish retracement here, about 2250 up there. And then we'll look at the 200 period moving average. Before it gets way up there, like I said, I'm pretty sure it'll give us a little pullback, an entry for those that aren't in it. For those that are in it, man, I wish I was you, okay? Hey, Tex, good morning. Anta, good morning. Vernon, Daryl, good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning, deadly vermin or snake bite. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, and for anybody, I see a lot of people here posting AMD right now. You know, if you were long AMD, you rock. That's just all there is to it. You're buying dinner and drinks tonight. So why don't you just pass your address out to everybody and we'll all show up, okay? Everybody just pick the closest person that's in AMD. Congratulations to everyone. Hey, take a look at Riot. Whoops, that's not Riot. ROIT, is that right? No, RIOT. There it is, right. Riot looks like we're breaking out here. Next target around that 25 mark, the high 24s into that 25 area up here. Take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly is just killing it. And we're breaking out of this top right through here. Okay, right there. So as Riot starts moving up, watch for a little bit of a, because we're still not quite here. Go back to that weekly. See, we're not completely broke out of that yet. I want to put a line right there, and we still need to break, completely out of that area. But we sure have the chart pattern that makes it look like we're headed up to that high 24, low 25 area right up here. So let's keep an eye on that one. PAYS, PAYS. PAYS, we're coming out of the 50 period moving average up here. Price is broken out. T-line's broken out. Trendicator is broken out over the 50. Price is above the T-line. T-line's above the Trendicator. Hey, this thing's bullish. Like I said, I look at the same thing over and over, and it is boring until you start making money. And you can see how your account is growing. So through this, 640 area, 645 area, 650. Let's watch this right here, where that next green bar is. About 695, $7 up there. And then let's see if we can't, if this doesn't jump into that 730, 735 area, into that next green bar up there. PAYS, nice looking chart. Take a look at BMNR. That's working out. Now, this is one that I'm currently holding. I had to double check to make sure. Currently holding BMNR. It's tagging one of our targets up here right now. The next target up is about this 6340 area right in through air. But we're going to need to break out. So, here it is up. It's up. It's been up pretty good. If we count from the doji stopping at maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, or maybe you're just looking at 4 days, that would make sense too. We're running into this little resistant area right here. So it would make sense that right through here, we see a little consolidation, little profit taking perhaps. And if we do, we get that rest or that pullback, that might offer an entry for somebody looking for that entry. For those looking to take profit, just watch that profit or watch that candlestick. Make sure it doesn't get sideways on us and too many of the sellers step in on that. UEC, that's still looking good. I've got an alert on it right here at about 1370. Get that alert and then pop, that's what I'm looking for. Up there to around that 1495, 15 area, and then follow through up to about 1560. Yeah, thanks for everybody posting. I'll take a look at yours in just a second that you post out. I appreciate that. And I hope some of these trade ideas that I've got here that everyone has out here in just a minute, we'll look at them. I hope they're very helpful for everybody. So, if you have any, make sure you post them. Check out our Facebook, our YouTube, our X, post some trades in there, trade ideas, because I look at those. When I see members in the trading room, and also I see members as well as non-members posting into our social media, I go look at those, and I add many of them to the watch list, and we talk about them. So please feel free to add there, and we'll keep an eye on them. Okay. Take a look at MP. I think that is still setting up. I think that still has some pretty good potential here. We're just kind of walking along that 50, really. Here we popped up and we gave it all back, and now it's starting to move up again. I say we, I'm not in it. The chart gave it back, I guess. And we get through this. You see a dotted line right there. We can, if we can get where we close over that, that will give a strong mechanism to test up here at this 8130 area, and then back up to that 50% retracement up here, whatever that price is, 8760, something like that, and then watch for that follow through up there to about that 9340 area. BBAI also setting up here. Very nice 3-8 trap here on BBAI. See where we popped up above the T line and then we pulled back into the T line here. We're below these highs. So that makes that a nice 3-8 trap right in there. Still looking for this to head up and retest these highs. Once we break out of these highs, the high up here of about 850, then the 1040 area will be in there. So, that nice 3-8 trap, you got to get that breakout first, move up there. Man, that's a 45% trade. So, whether you're in it, you get that entire 45% on the stock, that would be a monster on the options. Whether you get that or you trade the ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, it should be a pretty good money making stock right here. And here's one that I don't know if you guys remember the days of AMC and GameStop, those stocks. AMC might be setting up here. I kind of like that. Here we've got this nice trend. Let me get my arrow here. There we go. There we've got that nice trend setting up, and nice series of higher lows, and then we've got higher highs. We're about to break out of the 200 period moving average, and if we do, that puts us up here in that 360 area. From there, then we get up in the $4 area. From where we are about right now, about that 200, we get back up to that 50% retracement area, about $4. It's 27% on the stock. That's another monster on any options if you're buying options on that. And then let's take a look at RKLB. RKLB, nice breakout. We made some good money on our RKLB. I got cash on it, and now we're sitting here right at that 50% retracement. So usually what I find at this area is we get a little consolidation, and that might offer another entry, and I do plan to buy it. And then let's see if that can't run right up here into that 6150 area. Now, so far, if you look at it, we've been up 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So I think there's a really good possibility we see some consolidation, maybe a little pullback. It doesn't mean that it can't break out and then consolidate. It could do that. But right in this area is what I'll be looking for an entry, and I think I'm just going to put something in there like that right there to remind me in that. Okay. All right. That's the stocks I have. Again, thank you everybody for checking them out. Remember to post yours on social media. I'll check that out. And let's see what everybody here has today. Okay. Good son, you're in that AMD. Way to go, dude. Dinner at Good Son's house tonight. Nice. Very nice. Hey, Sharon. Fang, let's take a look. Fang, I keep seeing this recommended. Yeah, a lot of people are recommending this one, and I see a lot of charts out there that's being recommended on, different social media sites and everything. But please remember that it's all about your trading. Even the charts I post out there, anyone, it's about your trading, your setups, your rules. Okay, very important. With that said, yeah, I think Fang is looking pretty hot here, if you ask me. Let's just do something like that right there. So we take those tops, and you can see it's about to break out of that, and that's not so much of a big deal until you starting to put that bottom one on there. Now you can see that wedge being built, and we're breaking out of that wedge here. So it does look pretty good to me. All right. Now, one thing I want to do is I like to put my target lines in there. So I'm going to come up here, and while I'm going to start with one, I may not finish with this one. I may actually adjust it a little bit. I'm just going to peek, but that's pretty good. I am going to peek a little bit. You know what? I'm going to stay with this one right here. Yeah, I like this. So what I'm going to look at is there's a target. We'll come back to that in a minute. And then we're going to live with that one. And then the rest of them we'll worry about when the time comes. So we're entering that entry stage up here. We're maybe a little high if you're looking for a 3/8 trap type trade. But up into here, if we're using, say, the 200 period moving average, about that area, or that dotted line right there that I have, maybe it's hard for some to see, but it's right there, right through there as a stop. Well, right here makes for a possible entry area. Now from there, we've got a 6% target, followed by about, we'll call it 13, we'll round up to 13% up here on this, 12, 13% on that target up there. But yeah, Fang is looking very good here. Yeah, Diamondback. Let's see, lost my place. There we go. S is saying URA. Yeah, URA is looking good. I've already got targets set up. URA is just one of those that here we're down, and then from here you can just see these, these rallies. I probably should have done that a little different. There you go. These rallies and these pullbacks, and then these rallies, and then these pullbacks, and then these rallies, and then the pullbacks all through here. Well, we just might be starting to rally again. Now, one thing I like about the targets, the way I draw them, the way I look at a chart, when I see it come up and test one of the targets and then it pulls back from there, that's actually the best thing in the world for me. I love that type of setup because it gets, it kind of bangs its head up there and can't quite do it. It pulls back and it maintains the trend, the trendigator trend here. There's no harsh selling signals to speak of. And, this might be one right here, but it quickly recouped itself. The whole thing remained bullish. So I'm really, look at that second time or even a third time breaking out over this level right here, this 50% retracement. And then the second target up here, about that 62, 63 area. So URA, I think, is looking absolutely fabulous myself. So thank you. Hey, Rally, you're looking at some rig. Yeah, rig's looking pretty good. I think the one thing I would think about rig is it's sure been up several days. Everything needs a break. Everything needs a little bit of a rest. So also, rig might be running into that shoulder here, the head, and there's that shoulder again. So being up so many days, 1, 2, 3, 4, count today is 5 days, made a new high. So being up so many days, I think that's a great stock for the watch list myself. If somebody's in it, just make sure you raise that stop and protect your profits in it. Thanks, Rally. XOM. Try that again. XOM. There we go. Yeah, XOM is coming up. Here we're back above the T line there. I want to look at the 2-day chart, 3-day chart, 4-day chart, 5-day chart. And yeah, and if I look at XOM, I just feel that we just need to break out of here. I don't know how you guys feel, but I just feel we need to see that breakout right in here. There's certainly, again, we're still in the weekly chart. If you take a look at that though, and just consider how much price has been there, which I know some traders look at that and say, oh, that's horrible. Price can't get through. I don't look at it that way. I look at it, man, it's going to find a crack in it sooner or later. It keeps trying. If you got a glass jar and a ball peen hammer and you keep tapping it, hey, sooner or later it's going to break. And that ceiling, sooner or later, it'll break. So, early birds, I get it. For those that want to wait for that breakout, I probably get that more. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. CMG. CMG, whoops, we're on the weekly. Let's go back that daily. Yeah, that's set up pretty nice. We have a new Chipotle being built. It's almost finished, right close to us. So I know they're going to get some of my money. I know that for a fact. So, yeah, CMG's looking good. It's not a rounded bottom breakout, not yet, but it certainly looks like it's headed that way. And so I'm pretty much going to look at anything over that. Probably should put that back. Anything over the 50 period moving average here would be a trade for me. And that would be the playground that I would want to trade in. So, like an entry right now, up into this area here, that's 20% right up in that top toward that 200. And I'm pretty confident that it's not going to do it all in one whack. I would bet that it's going to, move up, rest, move up, rest, move up, that sort of thing. So there'll be ample opportunities to buy Chipotle, ample. And right now, I think is a buying area. So a great trading chart right now, it looks like. And at the moment, it looks like a good chart and buy and hold up higher. Just make sure you have your stops on that buy and hold. Okay. Let's see. Man, we've got a full house on the social side here. Hey, Deadly, when you say I wanted to consolidate first, you have to put a ticker symbol in there because I don't have the foggiest clue what you're talking about. Okay. I really don't. Sorry. Yeah, AI announced an investment into AMD. That's why that's moving up. Let's see here. Okay, you guys aren't putting any out. Throw some stocks out there. We'll take a look at them. Anybody else out here have any stocks to look at? I certainly have plenty I could go back and look at. That's for sure. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple is setting up nice consolidation, 3-8 trap right here in Apple. That's looking pretty good. Let me come over here and do that. Anybody? Well, that's that AMD, right? There we go. Take a look at ALAB here. ALAB. That one is one I would absolutely consider as a trade. This is one of these charts that people look at. It's like, dang it, I missed it. No, I don't think you did. I say this all the time. When you say those words, oh, I think I missed it. That's the chart you want on your watch list, okay? Because charts as long as the market remains bullish, charts that pop up and dang it, I missed it. Watch for the rest, the entry, and the follow through. Those are the best because I think a lot of traders look for these charts off the bottom. When they lift off the bottom, you're done. And that's okay for the bottom pickers. If you're done, you're done. Keep looking for those bottoms. But for those that aren't hardcore bottom pickers and you can see the value in a trend, man, this thing has value right here. So you're right. You might have missed this part right in there. You are absolutely right about that. But I don't think you've missed the whole trade. So let's keep an eye on ALAB. Okay. Hey, Coach, thank you for reminding me of PTIR. Now, I closed my PTIR last week, and good thing, made some money. Now we're down. So I want to wait for a buy signal. Now, I know several people that have actually gone short on PTIR, Palantir. This is a single stock ETF for that. I know some people that's gone short on that, and I question their planning, but those things could happen, I guess. Right now, I am still bullish on this. I don't, this is not my area for an entry. That's for sure. But if we start moving up, I absolutely see the possibility of that entry. So basically, right now, I am still bullish on this, uh, pretty much more so than I am bearish on it. Okay. Hey, Sharon, you're looking at some MU. Yeah, MU jumped today. Uh, Look at an entry. Now, so here's the thing. Sometimes some people are looking for something like this for a longer term trade. Um, I'm not that way. I'm just going to go to this monthly chart, and you can see we're hitting some all-time new highs. And MU is, one of those that's really been rocking. So if we're looking at this longer term, that makes sense. I could never in my wildest dreams buy something this high, but I do know traders that do that. And if they're willing to live through the pullbacks, the starting pullbacks from the time they buy it, that's fine. But MU, I suspect, goes higher. I suspect that. Um, for a short-term swing trade, I would have to see that pullback, but it's one I would absolutely have on the watch list for that. Okay. Um, and Sharon, again, if you're looking for an entry point, maybe check out the hourly chart and let it set up on the hourly chart, sometime today, and that might give you that entry. But right now, I'd watch for that pullback there. Okay. Emmett on TSLL. So TSLL, I actually bought a put on this bearish engulf, and for today, I'm still holding it. Right now, the pre-market, what I'm seeing, I guess in hindsight, I should have closed it out down here near the lows Friday, hadn't I? But I still have that put, and I'm not going to dump that put right away this morning. And if it does start to move up too much and show me something bullish, I will get rid of it. And then we'll get back into the long side of this, moving back up to that 24 area up here. But the bearish engulf got me into a put, and we'll just see how that acts. Honestly, right now, if I had no stake in it, which it's a put stake at the moment, I probably wouldn't touch this thing until it gave me a really good chart pattern. There's Tesla, and I just can't make good sense in good conscience. How in the world are you going to trade that? It's like it's got so much going on with the price action. I'd be a little patient myself. Okay. Let's go look at some RGTI. RGTI moving up, nice inside day. That might be a nice place for an entry there. I would prefer a little bit more lower. And let me quantify that. Quantify that lower move like this. So if it was to pull back and or say the T line, the 8 EMA come up, and even if this pulls back, the 8 EMA is still going to climb. As this climbs and price gets closer, green. As price gets closer to it, that's still yellow, green. There we go. Price gets closer, T line moves up. That's where I'm going to start looking for that entry right in there on RGTI. And then QUBT, is that right? Yeah. QUBT. See, that right there is in prime area for me to buy. Perfect. I want price to come back down. Now, the thing for me is I'm going to need a buy signal in here. I don't buy negative bars. Typically, 99.9% of that I don't, unless I'm adding to a position that I might. But right now, great chart to have on the watch list. Watch your entry. Remember, keep an eye on your entry, your setups. And again, hey, everyone, don't be afraid to, share in the room. Members do this all the time when they're buying. For those that's in our social media, not a full Hit Run Candlestick member, post your buys in there too, okay? Post your sells. It's a great big group. It's a nice group, friendly group, and everyone's willing to help, okay? So QBT, that's looking really good. Thank you, Coach. And QBTS, BTS, there we go. Nice chart. Again, I mean, that's really a nice chart. I love it. I want to be in it. But what I'm going to need to see is that I'm going to do this different here so I don't have to switch back and forth. A little bit more consolidation, or it can simply just rest up here. Just, maybe that's the low. That's it. And it puts in another candle, another candle, another candle maybe. And then the T line will come up. And then this area right here, would be my entry zone in there. Nice chart. Again, thank you very much. Welcome, Emmett. Thank you. Take a look at some NVO. Ooh, Daddy-O. Let's flag that. That's a nice chart. Let's see what I've done here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. I'm just going to peek it. Yeah. No. So I'm going to put this line here. And I know I get a lot of questions when I do that. Why do I do that? Some have even said, and they're right. They're very right. Some people that, have emailed me and said, why do I do that? You're just making the chart look better for you. And you're absolutely right. That you're 100% correct. Because when I do this, I'm looking to build my trade plan. Okay. And I know with a shadow of a doubt that this right here, and that's my number one wish target right there. Okay. That's what I want. But I know for a fact I'm not going to buy anything unless it's for the long-term account. I'm not going to buy in the Road to Wealth account a stock here and have it and wait for it to get up there. That's just not me. It's not realistic. So I'm not going to do it. Another thing I'm doing is you guys can all see these lines right there. There's one right here, one here, and then a group of them here. I want these to match up to price. And you're right. I'm setting the chart up to fit me. 100% correct. So as I move down, I'm going to stop right here. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there. And I'll show you why. Okay. So let's move this back down to that 50% level. And then let's bring another one out. And see that line right there? I'm just going to go across. Look how price got into there. Look over here. See over here on the left? Look how price got into that. Look how price got into that line. That's exactly what I want. Let's draw another one. And what this does, it shows me what price has been doing because price tends to continue to do just what it's doing. Well, look at this one. Look at that line right there. Price is right in there, isn't it? Price in there. Look at that. Price is right in there. Price. Look at that right there. Price is in there. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's exactly what I want. I'm setting up my trade plan. Now, this is a rounded bottom breakout. So there's two other targets I'm going to put in there. And that's the dotted deuce. And I'm going to put the 200. We can kind of meld those two together. So right now, and by the way, I think this is a wonderful looking chart here. Okay, fantastic. Beautiful gap up. If you're in it, 2 thumbs up. Good, son. If you're anyone looking to get in it, I would say I think it's pretty good. Next target, about 6.25% up here. And then, we'll get up into this 15, 18% up into here. We need to watch the price action. We break out of the 200 period moving average, and now it's putting that 50% retracement within striking range. Now we're going to have to get through that 80 mark, but man, nice chart. Thanks for posting that. Hey, Jeffrey, I got to watch the time. We're getting a little bit long here. OTIS setting up. Beautiful. Here, yeah, nice chart. See how we went from, ooh, wrong one. There we go. See how we went from red, see the dots red, and now we're going green. So the trend is your friend, and that's my trend, my friend. And price above the T-line above the trend indicator. Absolutely beautiful. Rounded bottom breakout, although I don't think it's official. Nope, it's not an official rounded bottom breakout, but it sure has the mechanics of it. Here we stopped right at the dotted deuce. Absolutely perfect. Next target up, 200 period moving average. Overall, I love the chart. Very, very nice. Okay. All right. Let's take a look over here and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, we've already looked at QUBT there. What is that? Deadly vermin horror snake. Okay. Snake bite. It's a good name, I guess. Yeah, that's right there in my buy pocket. I just need a buy signal there. So when we open up, what's going to happen? That candle won't be there. There will simply be a candle. Okay. And then if we start to see the candle turn bullish, that will get my attention on this. And then I may take a look at that for a buy. So, hey, I want to reach out again, say thank you, everybody. Remember that John has an open house coming up today. Right now, you can log in the room. He'll start here, I think, in about 20 minutes, or maybe he's going right now for pre-market stuff. Remember to post your trades in social media in our Facebook group and our Facebook page if you'd like. Join our group. You have to answer a couple questions. Wait for me or Kathy to say, yep, you can come in because that's a private group. Join us on YouTube. You can, post some stocks there, post them in X. I'll talk about them on whenever I do YouTube live like this right here. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Members, we'll see you in the room in about 26, 27 minutes. Okay. You guys all take